Hey, is my camera on?
Tamil boy, is that a poster of Rocky Balboa behind you, or is that First Blood?
Oh, this is Rocky Balboa,
Nice.
and this Bruce Lee too.
That is, if I'm not mistaken, that is still one of the best albums to work out to. The Rocky movie soundtrack.
What was that?
The Rocky movie soundtrack is still one of the best albums to work out to as a gym training album.
Definitely.
Have you heard the album?
I've heard the final countdown. I mean, no, Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger. That was the one.
Is that the only one that you've heard?
That's the only one that I've heard.
Dude, whatever streaming app you've got, whether it's Spotify or Ghana, just do the Rocky movie soundtrack and listen to the whole album. Some of the songs I know you won't like, but some of them are so inspirational when you're working out. It just makes you like, oh, push that much harder. It's crazy. The music is just crazy. It's a fabulous workout album.
Awesome. I'll definitely check it out.
So how's it
So
going?
how's it been going? How are you?
I'm good, man. I've run out of tea. I'm just gonna listen. You keep talking. I'm just gonna make another quick cup. Just keep talking. Keep everybody entertained. Go on. You can do it. I'll leave you some company.
All right. All right, team captain here. What's up, guys? How's it going? I hope you're enjoying the show so far. मैं और निखिल सर दोनों का हिंदी bad, and with us add in Kevin also, so it's like
क्यों डरा रहे हो लोगों को? हिंदी में क्यों बोल रहे हो? क्यों डरा रहे हो? But Mike, I asked आरुषि this. मैंने आरुषि से भी पूछा, हामिद से भी पूछा और केविन से भी पूछा कि सब लोग जब रोडीज में आते हैं वो कुछ सोच के आते हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने शो को देखा है, ऑडिशंस क्लियर करते हैं, कॉलिंग राउंड क्लियर करते हैं और फिर एक्चुअली शो में पहुंचते हैं. शो का माहौल तो कुछ और ही होता है क्योंकि वहां पे इमीडिएटली प्लानिंग प्लॉटिंग शुरू हो जाती है, दोस्त बनना शुरू हो जाते हैं, दुश्मन भी बनना शुरू हो जाते हैं और यू लैंड स्ट्रेट इनटू द फर्स्ट टास्क. तो वहां पे आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या था? लाइक व्हाट डिड यू फील व्हेन यू फर्स्ट केम इनटू द शो? डिड यू फील लाइक हे दिस इज इजी? क्योंकि पहला टास्क तो आप जीत गए थे ना.
हाँ. So as soon as I did it,
तूने मेरे को वो स्टार नहीं दिया.
when I first came in, like it was surprising. The entire atmosphere, the way people interact with each other itself had completely changed. Like everyone was looking at each other like a suspect. And this time they were like, there's no teams also. And then as soon as we went, we were like, every man for himself. Oh, it's gonna be like a Royal Rumble kind of scene.
Yeah, it must have been a little disconcerting क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग रफ्तार के साथ परफॉर्म करना चाहते थे, बहुत सारे लोग नेहा के साथ परफॉर्म करना चाहते थे, प्रिंस के साथ परफॉर्म करना चाहते थे. And going by what happened on last year's Roadies as well, I understand that I'm not normally people's first choice because I'm seen more as the thinking person and not necessarily the performing person जो task में अच्छा perform करता है. So I understand that and I don't have any issues with that. I know where my strengths and my weaknesses are. But how did the four of you get together and what were your thoughts initially, or did you just have no thoughts? Did you just say कि देखते हैं यार कि क्या होता है?
So the thing is, see, I always wanted to come into your team, like because I don't know, I felt like good during the audition itself.
Yeah, that was a Bangalore vibe, correct? And I felt that too.
Definitely, and like me, Kevin, and Arushi, we just ended up walking into one of the tents because everyone else was going towards the other side. We were like, all right, since everyone wants to go that side, let's just go this side. So we just came to this side, and Hamid walked in out of nowhere, and like I don't know, he just became one of us.
I love Hamid, man, but Hamid strikes me as the kind of person who just kind of वो घूमता रहता है, कहीं एक wrong turn ले लेता है, and he just appears in this one place. Says, oh, what am I doing here? But it seems okay, so I'll stay. It's almost like you took the wrong turn and ended up in your tent.
Yeah, that's what it felt like because throughout the entire journey, while we were going to start the journey, he was with someone else completely. So we thought that he had his things set and all that, and then suddenly he came in, and we were looking at him with suspicion. We were like, who is this guy?
who was he hanging out with earlier? You're talking about जब आप ट्रेन से आ रहे थे या ऋषिकेश की तरफ जब आप एक ग्रुप में आ रहे थे ना? तो उसमें वो किसके
मैं
साथ था?
केविन सभी ट्रैवलर में था. हाँ, वो दूसरा ट्रैवलर में था. He was with Akash and all these guys. Nisha.
ओके.
So we thought that,
हाँ उसने
and even Sakar, all these guys were in the same thing. So we thought they were a team or something.
उसने एक्चुअली निशा के बारे में एक डायलॉग भी मारा था मेरे ख्याल से, जो रोडीज पे आया था. आई एम नॉट श्योर. आई थिंक इट सेड समथिंग कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री अबाउट निशा.
Yeah, yeah. At the beginning, they were all thick friends and all that.
ओके.
But yeah, things
सो
changed. Things changed.
what was your game plan, or did you have a game plan?
So my game plan is I will just become friends with everybody. But then from seeing the show, I know that if you don't pick a side, you will be seen as a leaf in the wind. So I decided to pick a side, but then make friends with everyone, which I think is exactly what I've done. I've made some strong friends on this side, who I have with me, and then I'm just cool, casual with the other people. Like, I have a good relationship with each and every one of them.
See, and here's where the problem with team loyalty is, जो शायद लोगों ने नोटिस नहीं किया है. जब मेरे को वो ओपो एडवांटेज मिला था एक इम्यूनिटी देने के लिए, तो मैं जानता था कि मैं अपनी टीम में ही दूंगा, आप चारों में से किसी को दूंगा. बट आई नेवर फेल्ट
Definitely.
लाइक यू नीडेड इट और हामिद नीडेड इट, क्योंकि वो जो जितनी भी बातें हो रही थी ना, वो सिर्फ
हाँ,
आरुषि और केविन के खिलाफ हो रहे थे. I never felt
हाँ,
like the other roadies had that much of a problem with the two of you as much as they had with Kevin and Arushi. और जितना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम दूसरों के साथ, दूसरों को इनके साथ था, इनको भी दूसरों के साथ भी था. So it felt like
yeah.
the battle, the head to head battle was between Apurva, Pratibha, Sanjay, Zabi to a certain extent,
Yeah,
and
so
Arushi
from
and
my
Kevin.
viewpoint, right, from my viewpoint, Kevin, see, both of them, they got people against them for very different reasons. Arushi got people against her because of the things she didn't do, which is she didn't go and interact with people too much because she doesn't like doing that. And Kevin got against because he kept going and talking to people. Like, Kevin
And
just
kept
got
saying the
so
wrong
into the
thing.
game.
I watched it on Voot. He just goes and says, हाँ इसको करेंगे, इसको करेंगे, और बाद में लोग
He was
कहेंगे
so intense.
क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं. It's too funny.
But Kevin's character absolutely changed in the game. He always came every 2 minutes
I
he'd
think
be
we're
like, bro,
losing
so
network.
today the plan is, and 2 minutes back later he'd be back with the next plan. He's like, now this is the plan. I spoke to this person, I spoke to that person. He messed with everyone. It was cool what he did.
There's somebody here who's saying I'm a fellow Bangalorean. Who's that? Shreyas is saying I'm a fellow Bangalorean. Speaking of Bangalore, did you watch the game last
Yeah.
night?
No, I
Watch the
didn't.
You didn't watch the RCB game?
No.
Super over.
Wow, there was a super over.
Man, at one point in time, I thought we were winning this easily. We scored 202 or 203, and we were. But Ishan Kishan and Pollock played a mind-blowing knock, and then Saini in the 19th over got it back for us a bit, and then it went into a super over, and then Saini bowled the super over for us. Saini won the game for us yesterday. His bowling
That's
was
crazy.
brilliant. I'm a massive RCB fan. I don't know whether you know this. Actually, I got something from the team today. I can just show that to you. Hang on.
Yeah, no problem.
It's just
From the south,
arrived.
maybe.
It just arrived.
Oh, Hamid, what's up? Oh, nice. Custom.
It's the merch kit that's just come from the team. I'm super happy with that.
That's awesome.
I can't open it as yet because coming back. I can't open it as yet because we have a rule at home that things get quarantined for 2 or 3 days when they come home. We don't open anything.
Okay. Someone says Isala Cup number.
Hey, I don't want to say that anymore, man. Isala, it was one of the worst foot in the mouth since. You know what happened to that, right? They came out with this.
What?
RCB came out with this massive slogan and this song, Isala Cup Namde, and that was the worst year that we had in the IPL. I think we were last that year.
Oh, yeah, I remember that year.
Oh, DJ Armando is saying, lesson on fact, Nick took me to my first cricket game ever. And I wondered why people switch sides every over. Oh, my friend Armando and I, we went to a cricket game in Lords, which is the the temple of cricket in the world, and investing a test match over there. And Yuzi was a friend of mine who's a leg spinner, sent me a couple of tickets. So Armando was in London. We both went to Lords, and till we went to Lords, Armando didn't know क्योंकि वो तो उसने तो मैच सिर्फ टीवी पे देखा है कि लोग दोनों तरफ से बॉलिंग करते हैं. He thought they would bowl from one side क्योंकि टीवी पे तो वही दिखता है ना कि तो batsman is always facing the ball. He didn't realize that this switch ends after every over. So this is what happens when you only watch things on TV. Armando, and now Armando is one of the best cricketers in Goa.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Armando.
He's an amazing DJ. He's a DJ friend of mine in Goa. So, are you back to training?
Yes, I am. I mean, I've begun training myself. So I've started. So after 2 years of doing calisthenics only, I've started going to the gym. So I'm gonna see how things go. A new thing for me.
But Michael, you also train people professionally, right? You're also like a coach, and you train people.
Yes.
Are you doing online training sessions with people?
So now online training is where I'm going to begin. So I'm going to be releasing a fitness program soon. So for everyone who's watching, stay tuned for that.
Varun Sood is making fun of team loyalty and Mama. What is this, Mama? What? This, what? What? I had to ask you that question. What is this, Mama? Crazy, man.
It was a throwback to the EDM task. I didn't realize people would take it so seriously.
Because first I thought you were calling me Mama, and then I had this vision of me breastfeeding you like this. I'm like, no, that's a horrible. No.
Okay, it wasn't that Mama. It wasn't Mama. It was Mama.
It was Mama. Listen, I'm going to write a counterpoint about this tomorrow about Varun Sood's decision to cancel all of our votes. And if you look at it logically, right? There were no other votes that he could have cancelled. He wouldn't cancel his own team votes. His team had a great relationship with Neha's team and a great relationship with Prince's team. His team members. It wasn't him. So by him cancelling anybody else's votes besides our team's votes, it wouldn't have made any sense. It was the most logical thing for him to do. And I don't know why people have been like saying, oh, you did the wrong thing. Because as a team leader, if I was in his place, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it was absolutely logical. That's why everywhere I've said, wherever I've written it, I've said that Varun's decision was his logical choice. Like, you guys got to chill about this.
The only tricky thing is that fist bump between Prince and him.
Yeah.
When he cancelled the votes, I was like, wait a minute. This is like this bromance of Roadies 12 and Neha and me are looking at each other saying, ये दोनों तो अभी team up कर रहे हैं क्या? हम क्या करें?
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy that you guys don't know what's happening actually at the camp.
No, man. You know, and I don't know whether people, fans of Roadies, know this कि team leaders को पता नहीं होता है कि actually show में क्या चल रहा है. Ranvijay, because he's the don of Roadies, he knows what's happening all the time because production also briefs him. But we are intentionally kept in dark because that's how the game develops. कि हमें भी पता नहीं चलता है. And कभी-कभी मैं बोलता हूँ कि मैं जाके माइकल के साथ जाके बात कर सकता हूँ and the production says नहीं, आप अभी बात नहीं कर सकते हो, आप बाद में बात कर सकते हो. बाद में कब? When something has already happened, and उसके बाद यार, hey shit, I wish I knew this earlier, then we could have planned something and done something differently. It's crazy being on the show. And which is the other counterpoint that I wanted to make कि अगर वरुण आपके votes cancel नहीं भी करता, तो वही दो नाम निकलते.
हाँ, क्योंकि दो ही नाम था.
दो ही नाम निकले ना, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे जो रणविजय ने कहा कि अगर उनको अपूर्वा को actually बचाना था, so they should have figured out a way of making sure that two other people got more votes than Apurva.
Yeah, but then they couldn't do that because we had also done some work. Kevin had done a little bit. I had done a little bit.
Roadies काम करके आते हैं, पूरा mathematics करके आते हैं, मैं जानता हूँ.
No, but it was the best thing because it was an open vote out. Like we finally knew that who is on whose side because Shrishti, she seems so earnest and honest about it, but then like she straight up goes and she like, and it was an open vote out, so she also got herself in a tough situation where she's told both sides.
That was a little disappointing to see because I like Shrishti. I like जैसे कि your personality which is calm and centered. I see some signs of that in Shrishti as well. I find her to be a logical, calm-centered person. And I enjoyed having her as part of our team in the EDM task. So जब उसने आरुषि के खिलाफ वोट दिया तो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगा कि यार I wish that hadn't happened and they could have been friends. मगर जो हुआ सो हुआ. What can you do about it?
True.
So I think I'm going to get cut off now because I've been online for about an hour. We've got a new episode coming up this Saturday, guys. Make sure you watch it because things are going to get very, very busy. जैसे कि मैंने review में लिखा है कि Arushi और Apurva, they're trying to hang on and stay in the game. The battleground winners, they're trying to break into the game. They've come so far and they're almost there.
And it's tough competition too.
It's going to be tough competition. And the battleground winners, the thing about battleground winners, बहुत सारे लोग ये नहीं जानते, they're not there by fluke. They actually perform tasks. And by winning those tasks, they get the opportunity to be there. They're not just people that come out of a lucky draw hat. So they're terrific contestants. And they're really fierce competition. So it's going to be like a crazy episode next Saturday.
It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And eager to see what happens.
Yeah, man, totally. Anyway, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go spend some time with family and then do some skipping. I've also actually hurt my elbow playing basketball.
How is that?
It's still a bit sort of sore, man. I fell down and twisted it awkwardly, so I'm not putting too much weight in it. So I'm just going to try and build some strength into it by skipping. I don't want to do any push-ups or anything. If you have any advice, Michael, sir, you can tell me.
So it's rise, rest, ice, compress, elevate. So while sleeping, elevate the arm, put it on a pillow or something. When you're not working it, use a weight band.
Bouncer. No idea what you're saying.
So rest, ice, compress, elevate. Rise.
Where does beer fit into all of this?
That when you're resting it, when you're compressing it, when you're elevating it, anytime.
It should be bice then. Beer, ice, compress, elevate.
Elevate, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, anyway, Mike,
All
great talking to you.
Great talking to you.
And hopefully catch up with you soon once the pandemic ends.
Definitely.
Somebody wants you to talk in Kannada. Kannada is terrible, huh?
How is your Kannada?
ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ.
ನನ್ಗೇನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬರೇ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
See, this is why Michael and I get along so well. Our Kannada isn't that good, our Hindi isn't that good. We kind of vibe on the same level when it comes to English and our sensibilities. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Mike, great talking to you. Take it easy.
Great talking to you.
Thanks for being captain of Team Loyalty.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks for taking me. All right. Cheers. Have a good day.
See you. Bye.
Bye.